Todd, I know in your post game yesterday you made a comment about emotion. Was the goal of the practice that you try to build some of that up or remind guys it's necessary to get it in a game?
I don't think you can artificially create emotion. We try as coaches sometimes, but to artificially create it, you may get it for a short term and then it disappears. As I said last night, I don't know if the lack of emotion in that game was due to us trying to get our engines going again. It's been a strange 2 weeks. Maybe we forgot about the intensity and the nastiness and that part of the game. But I didn't think there were too many Blackhawks that were upset with Oilers last night. And our team plays better when we're emotionally invested in the game. So today's practice was an offensive-oriented practice. There was a lot of competitive blue paint, secondary opportunities, that type of stuff, because when we presented to the players today what some of them have done over the last little bit, it wasn't very reassuring for them or for us. So we've got to get more out of some individuals offensively. Tomorrow we'll clean up our special teams and we'll commit to doing some things better defensively as well. But today was all about offense.
Todd, you have, off the practice, it looks like Leon is going to go back to centering his own line. What do you weigh from taking a guy who plays so well with Connor and putting it's like the lowest common denominator? You're taking a guy who's playing well with Connor and saying, okay, now we'll move you down and we'll move some other guys up to play with Connor, when you had one line that was really playing good.
We did. But we weren't winning enough with the one line. And, Connor and Leon were tremendous together, obviously with Patty Maroon for a while, but even they went dry a little bit. And now we'll try and get, maybe Connor can spark a couple of guys. Maybe Leon can take a line for a little while and spark a few individuals. And we can always go back to Leon on the wing, and we probably will at some point. But we're just trying to rattle a few cages, for lack of a better term, so that we start getting a little more production out of more than one line.
And last night, Lucic was really upset with himself. He says, I'm my own worst critic. I'm not playing well at all offensively. What are you seeing from him that you
not played well
offensively at all? He says no goal.
I think self-evaluation, I've said it before, is the best type if you're honest with yourself. And Luch knows himself better than anybody. So does Jordan Eberle and Nugent Hopkins and Pouliot and some other guys that we've got to get up and running. If they're honest and they're doing self-evaluation, they have a better chance of coming out of whatever funk they're in. If they're fooling themselves, odds are they're not going to come out of it. So if that's what McLellan was talking about and he was doing some honest self-evaluation, he has a good chance of coming out of it. So we'll keep plugging away. We know we're not going to be in this funk the whole year, but the quicker we come out, the better.
Todd, just back to last night and the battle level, the Anisimov goal in particular, and looking at some of what you were working on today, can you kind of circle something like that? And
we saw it again today. We saw it, but we looked at it from an offensive perspective. Tomorrow we'll look at it from the defensive perspective, because I thought we were poor in the blue paint in our zone, and I thought we were poor in the blue paint in their zone. But I raised the question to some individuals, when's the last time we scored one like that? He basically fell over the goal line and put it in, and the goaltender and Sakara were laying on top of him. To me, that's the type of goal that's going to get scored from now till the end of the season. Those aren't September goals. Those aren't November goals, if you will. Those are playoff goals. And that team knows how to score them. There's some other teams in the league that know how to score them. We're on uncharted waters. We're finding things out that it gets a little tighter, it gets a little harder to score. In the past, there's some individuals that had good point totals here and good goal totals, but it wasn't playoff hockey. It was at the back end of a year that teams were done already.
With the recent record, go into dips here and there, and you say they're losing games, or maybe they should be winning, or do you think that this recent record is more indicative of the quality in your game recently, or do you feel like you are the team that was winning more and you've just gotten away from a few things?
Well, what we got away from was a real NHL schedule. That's what we got away from. We got to go to Hawaii and we got to go to California, and somewhere in between we played some games, and we got to get back to a playoff mentality and a playoff intensity. And that comes with a lot of games. That comes with a practice. You guys come and watch us. When's the last time we had a chance to practice like that? Never. So today and tomorrow are good days. We've got to get our team up and running and get the emotion and the intensity back. So I don't know if it's fair to completely evaluate us right now. As much, and again, I have to say this because I said it last night, there's going to be 29 other teams that go through these breaks, and 15, 20 of them will handle them real well, and 15 to 10 of them won't, and it's our job to make sure we're not the won't team.
Pugliarvi's still in the minors. What are you hearing from him? You're calling guys up, but he's still down there.
It's not out of sight, out of mind, but we've been busy with our own group here. I know Peter's had an opportunity to view his games live, and then Mac T, I think, has been down there. There's been a number of management personnel that have gone back and forth. And, some nights we get some really good reports, as we should, and then there's the odd night where he's still learning the game. But, are we thinking of recalling him tomorrow or, to play in the game against Arizona? It hasn't been talked about.